Welcome to History Explained, where we illuminate the past to better understand our present. I'm your guide for this weekly dose of 7 days under 7 minutes. Today is Sunday, June 8, 2025. As we do every Tuesday, we explore the lives of historical figures, individuals whose impact transcended their era and continues to shape our world. This week, from June 2nd to June 8, 2025, we reflect on key moments tied to transformative leaders, reformers, and cultural icons across history. We begin with Queen Elizabeth II, whose legacy was once again in the public eye on June 2nd, marking 72 years since her coronation in 1953. Across the UK and Commonwealth countries, tributes and documentaries aired revisiting her historic reign. As Britain continues navigating its post-Brexit identity and the role of the monarchy under King Charles III, Elizabeth's steadfast leadership during decades of global transformation remains a benchmark for public service and constitutional duty. On June 5th, the world marked the death anniversary of Ronald Reagan, the 40th U.S. president, who passed away in 2004. Reagan's legacy has been debated anew amid ongoing discussions about the role of government, taxation, and international diplomacy. His influence on Cold War dynamics, economic deregulation, and conservative political strategy remains a reference point in today's polarized political landscape. Another pivotal figure remembered this week was Winston Churchill, whose iconic "We shall fight on the beaches" speech was delivered on June 4, 1940. As Europe once again confronts war on its eastern frontier, Churchill's rhetoric and leadership continue to be invoked as symbols of resilience and unity in the face of aggression. In both the UK and Ukraine, his image surfaced in public discourse about how words and character can define a nation's resolve. Robert F. Kennedy, the late U.S. Senator and presidential candidate, was honored on June 6, the anniversary of his assassination in 1968. Vigils were held in Los Angeles and tributes flooded social media as Americans remembered his vision of social justice, racial reconciliation, and moral courage during one of the country's most tumultuous decades. His unfinished campaign for peace and equity still resonates in today's civil rights conversations. In the Islamic world, the Prophet Muhammad was commemorated on June 8, the date of his death in 632 CE. Across the Middle East, North Africa, and Southeast Asia, millions reflected on his teachings of compassion, justice, and community. In a time of rising sectarian tension and geopolitical instability, Muhammad's legacy was revisited not only in religious contexts but also as a source of unity and ethical guidance. Meanwhile, historical retrospectives this week also focused on George Orwell, whose dystopian novel 1984 was published on June 8, 1949. As concerns about digital surveillance, AI, and government overreach continue to dominate headlines, Orwell's warnings feel eerily prescient. Scholars and commentators alike use the anniversary to discuss how fiction often anticipates and warns against real-world trajectories. And finally, on June 3rd, tributes poured in for Sally Ride, America's first woman in space, whose legacy continues to inspire new generations of women in STEM. In honor of what would have been her 74th birthday, educational programs and NASA events celebrated her contributions not just to space exploration, but to science education and gender equity in a field still working to achieve parity. From monarchs and astronauts to prophets, presidents, and poets, this week offered a powerful reminder that individuals, through courage, intellect, or conviction, can shape the trajectory of nations and movements. The lives we remember help us define the values we aspire to uphold, and the futures we strive to build. Thank you for joining us for this weekly reflection on historical figures. If you found this journey through lives that left a mark inspiring, be sure to subscribe and share the episode with others who appreciate the power of biography in understanding history. Up next, our Wednesday episode, where we examine world events that have shifted the global landscape. Until then, I'm your guide for History Explained, where understanding yesterday is the key to navigating tomorrow.